Hello everybody and welcome again to another Total Gaming Network and CS Nation presentation. As always, this is Zips, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Guild Wars 2 beta. Beta weekend just ended, but we're going to still continue the stream of videos throughout the week. Today we are going to take a look at the character creation, namely for the Charr race. Take a look at both the male and female varieties. We're only going to make them male today though, but they do offer both for all classes. Or rather for all races, I should say. And we'll just quickly go through each of the profession types to show you what the Charr look like in the various outfits. First off, Elementalist, then Warrior once it loads in. There we go. Next up to the Guardian, which is more protective and defensive role. Still a little bit of Warrior in it, but it's mainly for defense and protections of the group. The Engineer, which is definitely a new class for Guild Wars 2. The Mesmer, the Thief, the Necromancer, and finally the Ranger. And for the purposes of this, I decided to go with the Engineer. After much internal debate, I wanted to make a quick Engineer class just to show you. And here is the fairly robust character creation. You can adjust the height, only slightly though. The Charr in general are fairly large creatures to begin with. You move on to the body features. You can make them thin, strong looking, thin. I think I said thin twice. So you get doubly thin, or obviously you can make them a little more rotund. More body features here. Basically the skin pattern, or the fur pattern rather. Lots of options to choose from. A lot of options here. And you can adjust the color to your liking. You have both primary and secondary color for a lot of these. So you can see pretty major adjustments there. Just giving you a good idea of what they look like. And it's neat too because it even changes it in the preview images there. So if you don't like this, you can just go to something else. Although the preview images are kind of small to see what it looks like on the final version. Now we're moving on to the head. And of course, you get a bunch of different hairstyles. You can either make him bald, which seems kind of bizarre considering he's already covered in fur. But give him a nice mane here. A little mohawk. Yeah, look at that. He is styling now. I'm not sure what the secondary color does on this one. It didn't seem to really affect too much, at least from what I could tell. The face, you get a bunch of different preset facial patterns. Just going with that generic one. Horns, variety of horns here. I mean, it's a creature. It's got to have horns, obviously. Now we get into the more detail-oriented aspects, such as the angle of the eyes, the squint of the eyes. Either make them really squinty or really wide-eyed. The width of the eyes, you can either make them look really derpy by making them really wide, or more normal by going middle of the road. Iris size, not too much of a huge adjustment there, but it plays out in the cutscenes. You'll definitely see your character a lot there, so you can either spend a lot of time on this or not too much time at all. Eye size, again, you can either make them, and it's not so much apparent on this, but on the other characters, you can either make them look really anime or just normal looking. Though normal looking when it comes to made up creatures seems a little bizarre to say. And moving on to the snout area, the whole mouth area there. Adjusting all of that. Again, just adjust to your liking. There's really not any wrong way to go about it. They kind of designed this so you can't really go too overboard and make it look like some super deformed thing like in other character creators out there. And the horns, which, I don't know. They say horns here, but it's more for the ears as well. The ears are kind of whisker type things there. You can adjust all the dye colors right from the start. So if you don't like the default, you don't have to use it. Adjust to your own preference. You have 3 different color options for the main upper armor area. So you see his robe there. Not too shabby, not too shabby. You also have the lower body. You can adjust all those colors as well. Color coordinate if you're fashion oriented. And then finally the feet, which you can't really see too much, but Again, you can color coordinate to your heart's content. Now, the next part here is you select the background for your character. And the background dictates a lot of the story that you're going to speak about and receive in the game. Guild Wars 2 is all about making the story your own experience. So somebody else can make a Charr engineer as well, but because of their background choices, they're going to have a completely different, not completely, but they're going to have a very different story than what you experience. Some of these traits here, like the ferocity, the dignity, or the, I forget the first one is, but they dictate how people interact with you. If you're very high on the ferocity, they're gonna maybe, back up a little bit. You can punch them in some of the cutscenes as well if you want to. And this gives your background here, Iron Legion, Blood Legion. It also affects relationships with other NPCs. All of this just goes directly into how NPCs and how your story is told out. It's I really honestly wish more MMO type games would do this instead of just giving you all the same generic, yeah, you're this class, you're this race, this is your story, that's it. This gives you a lot more leeway here. And you can even see who your sparring partner in this. So that'll definitely play a role at some point. Before I made a human elementalist who lost his sister, and that's what my entire story was for the demo, like trying to find out what happened to the sister. And this one, completely different. I'm not so sure what the how this stuff plays into like the loyal soldier or the person who taught you how to do anything. I'm not sure how that'll play in. Again, probably how NPCs will treat you. But with the naming here, I'm going to stop talking, and I'm just going to let you watch the opening cutscene for this particular Charr character. We'll catch you next time.
I am a Charr. In this world of constant battle, I am the deadliest weapon of all. I respect no authority but the clenched fist. With engines of destruction, we have killed our gods. We reclaimed our homeland of Ascalon, and we planted victory banners on the graves of our enemies. Yet, if we waver, it could slip through our claws. Victory at any cost. The Iron Legion's war cry can be heard in the churning of gears and the roaring of siege engines. I serve the Iron Legion. I build the future. I forge the weapons of Charr supremacy. I've earned the respect of my comrades and forged alliances I can call on in times of need. My Legion values innovative solutions, efficient execution. Like our steel, we do not bend. Centuries ago, humans stole Ascalon from the Iron Legion. They have paid for that crime in blood, but the usurpers fight us even in death. Today, the combined armies of the Black Citadel will assault the ghosts that plague Iron Legion territory. I've been assigned to reinforce the bulwark. Let the Ash Legion strike from the shadows. Let the Blood Legion die on the field. I am part of the machine. This is my story.